Hello, I'm BrigantiaBlackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Friday and welcome to Storyteller's Corner. We are talking about Doctor Who today and why he is the quintessential rebel. From the audience's first acquaintance with the Doctor, it established that he was something of a rebel, but in rebellion of what or who? Ultimately, we learned that he was in rebellion of his own people. He found their way of doing things rather oppressive, couldn't create any kind of change, couldn't live his own life, and so he left them and went in search of more attractive climes. And for this action, he was labeled a renegade. The question becomes, did he rebel for frivolous reasons, or was it in consequence of well-considered beliefs and principles? The reason why someone might rebel matters a great deal. If it's an immature, emotional lashing out, well, the rebellion is utterly meaningless. On the other hand, if it's motivated by someone who cannot live in accordance with their conscience and then parts company with whoever they are in conflict with, that is a different matter. The Time Lords, who are the people the Doctor came from, they had issues with stagnation, rigidity, and a pronounced lack of empathy. No one likes someone who's a meddler, but if that goes too far and someone is so hands-off, or an entire civilization is so hands-off that they become completely indifferent to everyone else in the universe, that is a bit of a problem. And the Time Lords had done just that. They had removed themselves effectively from life. And if you know anything about the Doctor, you know this is a character who is full of life. Even at his lowest or his most painful moments, he is still vibrating with life. I think this is actually the root cause of all rebellion. Whether it's on a personal level or on a larger scale, it's that moment when you love life so much more that the consequences of defying overbearing authority don't seem as important, because what matters to you in that moment is that you are actually living, not what the opposition can do to you. And hitting rock bottom can create rebellion as well. There comes a point where people look around and say, well, what more can these people do to me? And then they just start making their own choices come what may. The Doctor understood that escaping from the trap that the rest of his people had been stuck in, it was going to require him to be very proactive. No one was going to give him permission to live or allow him to just leave the system. He saw an opportunity to get out, snuck out, and seized it. And I bring this concept up because we are living in a difficult era. Many people do feel trapped and they lash out. And the people in power are just utterly divorced from reality. So if we get into the habit of exercising our autonomy and doing what we can to insulate ourselves from the machinations of the elite, it's a step that improves our mental health. And it can be very hard to divorce ourselves from the flow or the stagnation of the rest of the crowd. It can be emotionally painful, and we could experience a considerable inconvenience. But characters like the Doctor can inspire us as torchbearers. His rebellion against the Time Lords resulted in a universe of possibilities opening up to him. And when we close the door on people who don't want us to chart our own course of our own lives, that too opens possibilities for us. So that's where I will leave you this week. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, or come see me on Discord at Blackbird's Brew and let me know your thoughts there. We'd be very happy to have you, and there's a link to join in the description box below. But that'll do it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.